Hey, what is going on, Rangers fans? I am Randy, and we are back for the season finale of the GBA D League, season number 4, and we are going up against the Los Angeles Clefable, coached by Regulator. And I just want to say this is, of course, another huge game. As you guys know, this is the deciding week right here. This is the week we decide who will make playoffs or not. I'm gonna go over the standings. Just real quick here. I forgot to actually put it in this little side thing here, so that's my bad. But let me show y'all real quick what the standings look like as of right now. So as you can see, we are right here. We are number 7 right now. Number 8, I'm sorry, behind Deebs and Techno. Now, as far as we know already, Durham, Detroit, LA, Nidoking, New York Empoleon, they're all clinched. They're all good to go. It's just a matter of seeding. But the last 2 seeds are still up for grabs, even though Melon kind of needs a hard fall for him to lose his spot, but it's still possible. He needs to get 6-0'd, I think, in order to get the spot. I mean, to lose his spot, and then Deebs has to 6-0 his opponent, which I don't see happening. Either one of those scenarios happening. I mean, it could be insane, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I kind of need 2 scenarios this week. Now, going into this matchup, I actually thought that I only needed Techno to lose, but I actually need Deebs to lose as well. He actually doesn't necessarily need to lose. He can still win. Actually, he has to lose. I'm tripping. He does have to lose. Yeah, he has to lose as well. So I need 2 teams to lose, and I need to win, of course. I actually need to win with like a +2 at least to have some cushion with Techno if he loses 1-0 or something. If he loses 1-0 and I win 2-0, then I beat him with head-to-head. Which is what we need here. Obviously, I know there's a chance for a 0-0 win, but that's not likely. So all we need is a 2-0 win, and then a little bit of help, which actually isn't too hard to ask for, given that Techno plays Danza and Deebs plays Zazo. So those 2 guys can definitely help me out. They're very capable of winning their games. I just gotta hope they can win. You know, I'm gonna try to upload this game as early as I can with schedule as early as I can with Greg. That way we can y'all can sit back and watch, not just watch theirs and see I'm already eliminated. So, if they were to win, because if they win, it doesn't matter what happens with my game. But our game is still pretty big. But this is a post-comp, by the way. This is going to be a 2-in-1 builder into, video. I hate doing that, but I mean, I had to do it for this week just because given how things went and how busy I've been and all this other, BS that I really don't want to talk about right now. But here we are. This is the squad right here. We have a Shaman. I don't even know what this spread does. I think this is the wrong spread. I'm pretty sure this spread is completely off, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure what the spread is. But this is a Earth Power Giga Drain Toxic, and this is Shaman. This, of course, is my main switch-ins to his Gliscor, his, not really the Gudra, but to his Gliscor, his Quilladin, Musharna, of course. Musharna really can't do much to me at all. And then, of course, I guess sort of Greninja, not really, if it's not Specs, if it doesn't have Ice Beam, but he's going to have Ice Beam for sure. It does check Coco as well somewhat, depending on what his spread is and what kind of move he decides to run. So it's a very nice, Mon in this matchup. Offensive actually does a pretty good, job against them as well. But Gudra is a pretty much flat-out wall against me, so I don't want to have to mess around with that Gudra. So given Gudra probably will show up to this matchup, given Celesteela and Shaman have pretty decent, matchups in this game. So we opted to run that bit of a faster Shaman, mixed bulk, just to be able to spam stuff like that. Next we have Mamoswine, which originally was Life Orb, HP Fire into the Icicle Spear, but I felt that I don't want to be too weak to Gudra, so I went ahead and put the Spear back on with my Number Mill Ice, and then of course Freeze Dry is there to completely shred that Hypnotoad. So Hypnotoad is not a switch in to this beast. He actually doesn't have a pretty safe switch in. His only 2 decent switch ins are the Scizor and then the Mega Scizor really is his only switch in. Musharna is a switch in, I suppose, but with like some Stealth Rock up and maybe like a 5-hit Spear, maybe it won't be a great switch in necessarily at all. So Mamoswine has a pretty decent matchup in here. Also can check the Coco at full health. No matter what kind of set he is, I think, depending, and he was always going to be a little bit afraid of what I can be, in terms of like sets and whatever I could be to check the Coco AV or I guess Rindoberry or what have you. We have a very fat Rotom Heat, Rocky Helmet, Volt Switch, Overheat, Defog, and the Pain Split. This is my Mega Scizor, of course, hard counter, unless he's like SD Quick Attack or like some other stuff, but even then he needs a lot of boosts to break through me. It also does pretty much check his Coco, most variants of Coco, except of course the Z Nature's Madness. But overall, it's a great matchup. It's a great Mon here. Just Defog, of course, to prevent the Spike Stack, and then of course being a check to that Scizor is obviously a huge deal there. We have the Z Barbaracle. max speed, near max speed. This is a pretty heat set, man. Grass Knot is a contact move. It does make contact, which is nice. So the Tough Claws boost will definitely help me knock out even, I think, a Rindleberry Ties of Toad at +2, I believe, if I'm mistaken. I didn't actually calc that, but I'm pretty sure it can. I'm not sure. I'm just saying that. I could be wrong. I've been wrong all season, so I mean, I could be wrong. Of course, Z-Rock just helps me break through Scizor, breaks through the Musharna if it's that fat, so that's really nice to have. This thing can actually win on paper as long as he doesn't bring a Scarf Gran or a Scarf Greninja. I mean Scarf Coco, I said the same thing. But he does have priority in the Scizor and the Greninja, so those two could probably revenge me. But if I stay at a high enough HP or I kill one of the two, then obviously this thing will just go and eat him alive. So that's a pretty good mon here. Next we have Mega Lop running Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Drain, and Return. No fake out this week because I just want to click spam moves against him. He doesn't have a fantastic answer once Musharna is a little injured. Once I get some rocks out, maybe switch it in one time. It's going to be very nice there. And then all the coverage there is necessary to hit pretty much the entire roster. So Fire Punch was there to reliably hit Scizor. Not having to rely on High Jump Kick is a good thing. So that's why I opted to run that. And finally, we have a Tangaberry, Uxie, U-Turn, Memento, HP Fire, and Future Sight. Now, Future Sight was actually something my boy Burb suggested. He helped me out a little bit with the team, just a tad bit. Future Sight's pretty cool because I with that Memento into like Mienshao can definitely pressure it or something like that. Future Sight is cool. I never really used Future Sight before on any situation whatsoever, but I do want to mess around with it and see what happens, even though this is the season finale and it's a huge game. But the way he described it to me, it sounded like it made sense. So I may have just butchered what he described it as, but like I said, I'll definitely try my best to use it correctly. But yeah, it's a pretty solid team. Obviously, it's got a little bit of holes. Greninja is a pretty huge threat against me, but I mean, Scarf Gran isn't really a real thing, so I don't expect Scarf Gran to come. A Shaman can check it as long as I don't take too much damage, but Lopunny can pretty much just force it out. Bring in Musharna, and then Musharna isn't really doing much to my team at all, and I can pretty much just deal with that by breaking it down and then eventually getting rid of his walls and eventually hopefully breaking through with the Lop and maybe Barbaracle. So that is actually going to be the team builder, so now we can move on to the actual game. Open up my DS right here and close out this music. So, this is, of course, the battle. I'm going to go ahead and release the face cam for while I narrate, so that way y'all can see the full thing. But anyways, yeah, this is what he ended up bringing here. The Yanmega, the Coco, the Signs of Toad, Mega Scizor, the Musharna, and the Greninja, which were all pretty much what we expected. The only spot that was probably a little bit patchy could have been the Omega spot, but given that I don't have a switch in, given tinted lens, it made a lot of sense. So that's definitely something huge to note here. Coco and Gren are two potential Scarf users to beat Lop, and I know I've been worrying about Scarfers all season. Honestly, that probably ruined most of the season. I wouldn't have been in a position where I am now if I hadn't worried about too many Scarfers, but that's just the way that I went about it. But anyways, so those two are definitely mons I gotta watch out for. Although Scarf Gren probably doesn't make too much sense because it does allow Lop to get free kills and stuff like that if he locked himself into a dark move. And of course Coco just allows Mamoswine to pick him on to kill. Bar is max defense Scizor, which we expect to be here. So given all that, I decided to lead with my Rotom Heat. Obviously Lop was not a real good lead for me at all, given that he could just lead Yanmega, go for a Protect, and then speed boost up, and then just outspeed me, force me out, and then from there it gets all destroyed. So I opted to lead with a Rotom Heat for that exact reason. So guys, this is it. This is the season finale of GBA D-League. Regardless of the outcome, guys, I do want to appreciate all the support, and of course you'll find out here. Obviously I won't find out if this is the last video until you all seen the battle, so I can't really say much about it. So Yanmega switches out, doesn't want to risk being Scarf, and this pretty much tells me here he's definitely not Scarf. I mean, not Speed Boost. He's definitely running a probably a spec set, because if he was Speed Boost, he'd just go for Protect and scout what's going on here. So unless he just didn't want to reveal that information just at that time, so definitely made some sense. I went ahead and go hard Mamoswine here on his Stealth Rock, expecting the Stealth Rock to come out from his Toad. Pretty good switch there. Now having to take the rocks there, and I can pretty much click the Freeze Dry right here on this turn, as he actually makes a pretty aggressive play in the Omega, expecting the EQ, or I guess maybe even like a sub or something, or rocks or something. I'm not even sure. So pretty aggressive play on his end for sure, and that will definitely put him in range of an Ice Shard, and I do actually go for the Ice Shard. I don't want to mess around with this. Mamoswine is a pretty important mon in this matchup, as he does make the hard switch into his Scizor, and this is pretty bad for me. This is where I would have wished I had that Life Orb HP Fire, because there's no way in hell he's going to stay in. I mean, you know, go for Bullet Punch. He's definitely going to click the U-turn, get the Mega off, and deal some pretty good damage to whatever comes in, even to my Rotom Heat, despite, you know, because rocks were up, so it's always a win-win for him, no matter what. So that's where I really would have wanted HP Fire. But, you know, it is what it is. He's taking Helmet Chip, putting him in range of the Fire Punch from Lop, and that'll pretty much help me out later on in the game, especially for Barbaracle, given that I probably may not have to burn the Z-Rock and save it for the Musharna, potentially. So that's good information with that. So he does U-turn, allowing him to bring in his base tech, which is the Greninja. And, of course, as you know from the preview, I got no switch into his Beast. I have to go into my Shaman and just hope he's Scarf, not hope he's Specs or anything like that. So I just go into my Shaman, and after Rock's damage, just Dark Pulse was doing a pretty decent amount to me, given that I'm not even max Def. And from that damage there, Life Orb, Ice Beam definitely will knock me out, but I don't have a switch into this thing. So I just stayed in and hope I can live the hit. That's the way I'm going about it. And the Ice Beam does indeed knock me out, because like I said, I had no switch into this. I guess I probably could have pivoted into Uxie, but Uxie was not taking a Dark Pulse. If he was even willing to risk the, I guess, T-Wave or whatever, I could have done with the after my potential Colbur, but I mean, that's just a dumb thing to expect. So I bring in Lop, and I go straight for the return, because like I said, he has no real switch into this thing, as he brings in his only real switch in, which would be a max defense Musharna. And of course, it forewarns me of my return being my strongest move I got to hit with. And even with Stealth Rocks up, I mean, this return is still doing some pretty decent damage to this Musharna. It does get recovery, so obviously it's not you know, a real thing. But actually, oh no, I didn't get a Proxy. I'm tripping. So yeah, Rocky Helmet, Musharna does a little bit over 40, right at 40%, which is a bit frustrating there. But here's when a big play comes out here, man. I switch into Rotom Heat, thinking I can get a Pain Split off, take a Psychic and stuff like that. But he actually reveals Baton Pass, and I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I didn't know this thing got Baton Pass, so that was a huge momentum booster for him, as he was able to bring back in the Mega, and pretty much prevents me from going for the Defog, and is able to knock me out with the Bug Buzz. And I'm still not sure what kind of set this is. It could be like a Scarf tinted lens set, but it definitely probably was specs to break through Steela, because Steela was something that probably was annoying for him, given what he brought. He only brought one answer to it, being the what is it, the Coco. Excuse me. So go for the return here, and of course I'm able to knock out the Mega, and now this pretty much allows him to bring back in the Musharna. And given what's left and given what I have left, I figured the only play here is to go hard Barbaracle. But I decided to, I decided to do that, go hard Barbaracle, because I expect him to recover here. There's no way he's going to Baton Pass straight up. He's going to go for a Psychic, or, oh, I'm sorry, no, I went to Uxie, because I want to pivot into my Barbaracle and see what he does here, so that's my bad. I want to get up rocks for sure, that way I can, of course, get those kills with the Barbaracle. So I decided to go hard Uxie here on his Toxic. And I am, of course, afraid of Trick Room Musharna, because Trick Room Musharna is the only mon that can actually deal with the Barbaracle. So seeing Toxic kind of helped me, felt relieved there, in case he would have went for Trick Room on that turn. So with that pivot, that allowed me to get off a nice U-turn on the Musharna, definitely forcing the recover at that time, and go ahead and go hard Barbaracle, and essentially go for game here. This is essentially where I'm going for game. I actually do have potential to win right here, given Scizzor's range. It just depends on what kind of hits he gets with that Water Shuriken, and how much Bullet Punch does to me given the spread. So I went for game here. I went ahead and went for the Shell Smash. And let me tell you guys, it's a good little wild right here. So Shell Smash does go off, of course. I don't have a White Herb. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I just got to pray he doesn't have Trick Room. And he actually doesn't go for Trick Room. He has Toxic, and he misses the Toxic, which is just huge. Now here, he went hard Toad. I knew it was really obvious. I really wanted to clay Liquidation right there. And yes, I know it's immune to Liquidation, but Grass Knot would have completely brought him back. I saw he was already leftovers early on in the game. So, you know, it's very unfortunate. If I would have saved that Crush, it could have probably turned the game around, honestly. But, you know, it is what it is. I went ahead and go for the Crush here. And the Toad, of course, actually doesn't take it all that well, given, you know, it's a resisted and he's probably max defense. So yeah, I mean, Liquidation was always the play there, because there was no way. I mean, I had a Z Crystal. There was no way I didn't have it, you know, especially since I didn't proc a White Herb. So if I had saved that Z Crystal, he would have had to have pivoted out to bait the Z move again, or he would have just let Musharna go down. And at that case, I mean, Mega Lop pretty much just wins, given, you know, bar the priority kind of damage. So that's one thing to note there. So with that, this max defense Musharna is able to snack on my liquidation, and I say snack on it, but I mean it does snack on it. It takes it pretty damn well, and he's able to get off some damage, crucial damage, to put me in range of the next Rocky Helmet hit, if not priority damage from the Scissor or the Greninja. So he does snack off the Musharna here, and I go for the liquidation to knock him out. So now it is down to his Coco, which hasn't came on the field yet, the Greninja, and the Mega Scizor. His big three against my Mega Lop, my Uxie, which is a very, very low HP, and my Mamoswine. So I decide to go hard into my Lopunny because it forces out pretty much everything that wants to come in, as he goes into his Lord Sky, which is pretty huge. This is a huge turn right here. Him going into Coco. Pretty smart play on his end too. So Coco comes in, and it's unfortunate because the one-time fake out would have maybe helped me out. It didn't help me out, so I decided to switch out, not wanting to, be risking my Scarf set because Lopunny wins at that point in time. So I decided to just sack off the Uxie, and he goes for the Wild Charge right here. And Wild Charge, of course, does a pretty decent amount of damage to me. With that Life Orb, not Life Orb, but that recoil is pretty useful. So go ahead and get hurt by the poison, and I had to force him to attack me again and take more recoil. And that Coco does knock out my Uxie. So now I have to bring in Mamoswine because, like I said, I'm not sure if he's Scarf or not. He knows I'm not going to risk Lop at this point in time. So pretty smart plays on his end there. So I go into Mamoswine, expecting him to be Scarf, but he ends up being a Z Crystal, as you will see here in 1 second. I go for Ice Shard because at this point I was hoping he wasn't Scarf, and the Ice Shard will indefinitely put him in range of a return. That was pretty much my game plan from this point here, because as long as I put him in range of return, Lop will and can win as long as he doesn't get like 5 hits with a Shuriken and crits me with like Bullet Punch or something like that, because I'm at a decent amount of HP to where I can take both, I think, depending on the Scizor spread. Which we know that probably is max defense to check Mamoswine. So here he goes for the Scarf. I believe that's Scarf. Here what he goes for, what I believe to be the Z Giga Impact. Does it Giga Impact? It might just be Z Return. He goes for the Z normal move, and he actually goes for the Roost, which is another huge play on his end there, because by me going for Earthquake, I went for Earthquake expecting him to like, kill me off with a return or something, but by doing that, this pretty much allows the Mega Scizor to come in and essentially get off some free SDs if he ends up being SD. That's the main thing. He has to be SD, which I don't expect him to be. I expect him to be Defog here in the situation. So go for Earthquake, and like I said, man, earlier with that HP Fire, that's what would really helped him out a lot. But he is actually indeed Swords Dance, and with that, that means that this Scizor will pretty much just clean up whatever's in the back. So Greg will definitely put me out of the playoff race and end our season right here with that clutch Scizor play. And that is going to be the end of our season number 4 run, our second season in the GBA D-League. And I'll go ahead and talk about my thoughts here at the end here. This might be my last GBA video. I think I want it to be my last GBA video. So I'll definitely be talking here at the end there if you guys want to listen. But other than that, you guys can pretty much leave it here. But of course, thank you to Greg, and thank you to everybody for the support. Good game to Greg. Make sure you go give him a look if you haven't known or seen him already. So let's go ahead and open up the frame again. But that was the game. It's frustrating. It's a frustrating game because I won't blame the prep on it. There were 3 different times where I could have had a game-changing turn in this game. 3 different times. Like, just looking back at it now. Obviously with the grass knot play, I definitely should have just clicked liquidation right there. I mean, because like, if he goes Toad, I'm pretty sure that +2 grass knot knocks out max defense or max HP Seismitoad. Obviously the defense doesn't matter. But even though I just gotta double check this, dude. Like, it's frustrating because that would have been a huge turn right there, because I would have pretty much have to either let Musharna take the hit, or he would have had to attack Coco, the Scizor, or the Gren. And those 3 were huge in late game. Maybe not necessarily the Gren, but there was no way he was going to sack Gren or Scizor, given that he needed priority to kill the Barb. So, I mean, if I had just went for the liquidation and then Rhino Berry, and then just go for the Grass Knot on the Toad, I mean, who knows? That could have been a game on my end. So that's frustrating. And then, of course, with the Mammal play, if I just kept spamming Ice Shard and forced Coco to kill me, that probably could have helped me out a bit. It just sucks that the one time I don't bring Fake Out Lop, it would have actually helped me win the game, because after that Uxie damage, I probably could have killed him with Fake Out in return. Actually, I don't think I could have, but I mean, it is whatever. But before I end it off here, this is a bit of a spoiler. If you guys have not seen Techno and Danza's battle, or Zazo and Deeb's battle, please go back and watch your video, or wait, because this is a spoiler, because I know the results already. But spoiler, by the way, spoiler. I'm about to say it in a few seconds. But they ended up losing their matches. Danza and Zazo lost their matches, so it didn't matter what happened with this game because they won their matches, and I would have lost immediately. I would have been out of the playoffs anyway. So, with that being said, guys, our season has come to a very, 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 very unfortunate end, and it's disappointing for sure. It was huge because I thought maybe if I had another good run, another like deep run in the playoffs, I'd be at least considered for the main league. Not that it's my my main goal, like obviously given my channel size, given my my died off support from last season, because my support hasn't been as great this season, because I understand that I haven't been doing well. My videos haven't been the same as last season, given my editing and all that stuff, and that's on me. I definitely had no intention to quote unquote BS this league. I'm grateful for the opportunity and the platform to play in front of all you. So by no means was I bullshitting. I was just I've been working all summer, having fun doing other things, man. Like honestly, Pokemon wasn't a huge priority for me, and that's not making an excuse. I try a lot of different things with my build and stuff like that. But the team, obviously, when I drafted it, I told y'all it was a team I wasn't, completely comfortable with using, and it proved Celesteela wasn't a huge factor all season long, and that's my own fault. Obviously, any good player probably can make it work, but that's just the way I'm wired. I can't build that good with it. So yeah, a lot of bad things. It's unfortunate. Like I said, it's the worst possible time to have a bad season, given that I was hoping I'd be in the race for at least some consideration for the main league. Have at least consideration. My name in a box. That's all I would ask for, man. Not obviously the expectation to get in is very, very low, especially now. But like I said, it sucks that I have the worst season of my YouTube thing at this season, because the past 3 leagues we've been in, including D League Season 3, XBL and PGBL, I was a finalist. I was a runner-up in all 3 of those leagues. But this is actually my first YouTube league that I haven't made playoffs yet, and that's not a big accomplishment. I've only uploaded like 4 leagues. I think 5 leagues, but it just sucks. Like I said, it sucks that I couldn't perform the way I wanted to, and that's fine because like I said, it's a game. I'm definitely gonna be hyped to play in some future draft games. I'm gonna be doing Summer Showdown. Hopefully, I'm gonna be doing Surge and all that stuff. So hopefully, you guys look forward to those uploads. But as of now, there's nothing really left to upload. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I do want to get back into streaming though. So if you guys are, into Twitch and stuff like that, feel free to give me a look. But as for what the foreseeable future holds, I'm not sure what's going to happen. We're probably going to upload our summer games, whatever we do for that. I think we have to, so be on the lookout for that. But as far as, other leagues go, I'm not sure what's going to happen from here. This fall, I'm probably going to be taking a break because of school. But this is my time to thank everybody, all the GBA fans, for their support, even through last season, through Season 3. But thank you for your support. Thank you for giving me a chance. And, like I said, didn't perform the way I wanted to, but hey, man, it's a game. I learned a lot this season, and of course, all the coaches here are beasts, man. Everybody, thank you to everybody. I'm gonna list all the coaches. We got Leo, we got Zazo, Danza, Goldoa, freaking blowing away all expectations, including my. I didn't think he'd make playoffs, to be honest. I thought he'd be I thought he would sneak in the 6 or 5, but I didn't think he'd be a top 3 seed, to be honest. I would have never have guessed. Melantosh, that cool Z video, the Coach Z video, that was pretty great. Techno, new guy, even Turbo, both those guys. Of course, Deebs, AA Ron, I'm forgetting something. OP Jellicent, thank you to you guys, everybody. I think I'm forgetting somebody. There's myself. I don't want to forget anybody because that'd be really awkward. That'd be really awkward. I got everybody though. I think I got everybody. Let me double check. I'm just stupid. I'm a fool. I think I listed all of them. I think I did. Oh, CJ, my boy CJ. I gotta think about CJ, man. My boy CJ, help me out. And Greg. I literally just played Greg, so thank you to Greg. But everybody else I got. Yeah, I got everybody. So yeah, guys, thank you to everybody for your support. And I will see you all next time. Thank you very much. Until next time, go Rangers.